Hi everybody, welcome to 5 Minute Ministries, and we are at the top spot. Number 1, the gold medal winner of commandments. You shall not have any other gods before me. Now, what is God talking about when he says no other gods? Well, we're going to start with the obvious, and we're talking about the gods of other organized religions. People like Allah, Buddha, Hindi, the flying spaghetti monster. Yes, that's a thing, look it up. Any other god that another religion says is God is the ones he's talking about. And he meant the ones of those days too, the gods of Egypt, the gods of the people of Canaan. Any other god, anything that anyone else claims to be God, is exactly what he's talking about. You don't put those gods before me. You don't even lump them with me. Because God says he's King of Kings and Lord of Lords. He is above all. Especially when those other gods aren't really gods. They are the product of human beings' imagination. The God of the Bible is the true and living God. He's proven it time and time again. I'm not going to get into that argument right now. Anyway, other gods do not stop there. They don't have to be a god of an organized religion. A god can be anything or anyone that we put in place of God, or anything or anyone we deem more important than God. And this covers a lot of bases. This covers political parties, people, including celebrities, sports figures, musicians, actors, politicians. We can put money in place of God. We can put our job in place of God. Activities, lifestyle, anything that we deem more important, anything that goes against God's word or God's will, anything that, well, I know God's word says this, but this expert says this, but science says this, but this person says this, and that person's opinion carries more weight than God's word. Anything we have that mentality about is putting something else in God's place. It's taking over the role of God. Anything that tells us how we should live, who we should be, what we should be doing. See, that's God's place to do that. Why? Because he is God. He is Lord over all. He is King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And because he's above all, he rightfully owns us. And if we claim to be his followers, nothing should ever take his place. It's very, very easy to do. We can do it in an instant. We can do it without realizing it. We say, oh, I know I should be at church, but I really, really want to do this instead. I know I should be reading my Bible, but there's all these fun things I want to do. I know I should be witnessing to these people, but I don't want to step on any toes. I don't want to make people feel bad. I don't want to get in an argument. I don't want people to yell at me. So we can make ourselves God too if we are not careful. And God is very, very, very picky about this. He says later in Exodus 20 that he is a jealous God. What, isn't jealousy a sin? And the way God does it, it is not jealousy, and we can be jealous without being sinful. If you were married and someone starts flirting with your spouse, and your spouse not only likes it but flirts back, you have a right to be jealous because your spouse does not belong to that person. And since God rightfully owns everything, he is jealous when we go after other gods because he rightfully owns us. We belong to him. So he has every right to be jealous. And we shouldn't think of God as a sinful God because he's not. He's far above sin. Sin can't be anywhere near him. But we should not put anything or anyone in his place. When we do that, then we are violating this commandment. And we got to be real careful not to do that. Because there's only one God. And because there's only one God, anything we put in his place is an insult to him. So we need to give God his due. Well, this may be the final commandment, but I have one more message on the 10 Commandments, an epilogue, and I'll be doing that next week. So I will see you next time.